Oh my god, what the
He'll
fuck?
say, shut up, you stupid
What
kid.
the fuck?
And he'll say, okay.
What the fuck
And
is
then
going
the ghost of a
the
Christmas
fuck?
is a say.
I'll read from there after Jades tells hers.
God, I just want to eat.
Alright.
If you want.
Jades,
Brian.
Okay.
Cypher, can you get me a Mr. Kid?
the fire is yours.
Okay. I had a friend. We're gonna
Hold
call
on,
him
let me
Caitlin,
put on some
right?
scary
so Caitlin,
ambience. Sounds scarier. That's not a scary voice.
Back in high school, I had a friend named Caitlin. And Caitlin was very friendly to everyone. She didn't know a stranger. She was very active in sports and just a really friendly person to everyone she met. She knew a lot of people. About sophomore year, Caitlin started getting these pictures. And they were pictures of her sent to her in different ways. Like she'd get, she had like an email sent to her back in like the MySpace days, where someone messaged her on MySpace, and it was a picture of her in a place that she didn't think anybody could see her. It's like a random location. And eventually, these things kind of progressed. It was like spaced out throughout the years. She would get like bursts, I guess, of pictures sent to her. And there was one time when she was on vacation, and she was leaving the state, and when she got back home, she got a letter in the mail. And in the mail was 3 pictures. One picture was of the airplane that she was boarding, the tail number. Then the other picture was her on the beach, like really far away. And then the third picture was the hotel room that she was staying at with her family. These continued throughout the years, like on and off, and she told like our friend group about it, like kind of frequently, because we were all like, we all did as much as we could to basically like figure out what was happening. Police were contacted, the school was notified, like everybody kind of like had this in the back of their mind that Caitlin was being watched by somebody. And it was never like, we kind of forgot about it after high school, I guess. And Caitlin got married, and she had a kid, and that was pretty much the end of it. And then 2 years ago, Caitlin overdosed, and it was like discovered like that, like a whole after everything had kind of settled, the dust had settled at her funeral. One of my friends was talking to Caitlin's mom, and Caitlin's mom brought up that Caitlin had gotten another picture of her daughter. So it was like, yeah, that's like the scariest thing that's ever
This is
I've ever known
fucking
about.
scaring the shit out of me. That's
Yeah,
so scary.
That's my scary.
Yeah, right?
I'm actually legitimately fucking like, I have goosebumps everywhere, and I have like tears in my eyes, but that's not from a real crying. It's just my body having a physiological response.
That's a good one. Good starter. Someone in chat suggested we should go to a different map, like a spookier area.
Oh,
Yes!
Yes! World with the UFO, the campfire.
Oh, go ahead, Crumpet.
If you'd like to hear it, I got one.
Yeah, get in the blood.
Okay.
It's really rude.
What'd you say?
So, this one actually happened to a friend of mine. So he was planning to meet up with someone he met online. It was just a friend. It wasn't like a dating thing. And they wanted to go hang out. So he took a plane out to see him. And the moment he got there, he was a little worried because it didn't look exactly how he expected it to look, the house. But he was like, whatever. I'm here for my friend. I'll go say hello. So he knocks on the door, and his friend greets him, and he's totally the same as he was online. It wasn't like a catfish or anything. So he's just talking to him, and he goes in the house, and once he's inside, he realizes it's like, how does this guy live in this? Because there's like bugs all over, and there's like shit in the corners, and it's very like, he's like almost a hoarder, right? So he's following his friend around the house, and he's like showing him where he'll be sleeping and stuff, because he's gonna stay for a couple of days. And they like hang out, they party, play some games, do some stuff. And later that night, while he's sleeping there, he's like in the guest bed, his feet like hanging off because it's too small for him. He's just like
resting, and he hears this thumping. So he gets up, because he's a light sleeper, and he looks around, and it's really dark, and he wears glasses because he can't see. So he feels around for his glasses, and he grabs them, and he puts them on. He's like basically sitting up in bed, and he turns, and there's like this figure in the doorway, and it's like really, really tall. Like it almost doesn't fit through the doors. And he sees him, he's like, hello? And he thinks it's his friend, because his friend's really tall. So he's like, hello, is that you? Hello? And out of the figure takes a step closer, and it becomes more clear that it's Rob with his dick out, and my friend is Meech, and that was the time that Rob was standing over Meech with his dick out when he came to visit him.
Oh my god!
Good plot twist.
Damn.
Yeah.
And it's a true story.
Dude,
And
that
it
the
was
same
real,
night.
yeah.
That
You're
was
welcome.
the same night where I had that dream that like some weird lump-headed freak was sucking my dick in Rob's house, but you know,
Oh my
it
god.
couldn't have been real.
What if it was all just a dream?
Couldn't have been real.
Just a dream.
It was just a dream.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna tell you guys a story about my dead twin.
All about how.
Oh boy.
Did you eat him?
I don't like to talk about this. This is something I've never talked about before. But I was originally supposed to have a twin. Alright? My brother was born 2 minutes before me. But when I came out, I survived and he didn't. However, I always felt like there was this evil presence lurking over me everywhere I went. It's something that would go through this house all the time. It's why I don't like sleeping upstairs, because he claimed the upstairs as his room when we first moved into this house. He claimed that as his. And he doesn't like me, because he feels like I've replaced him. So we don't really talk to each other. But I see him. I always see him lurking in the corner of my room, looking at me, hoping that I leave. Just a shadow. Anyway, one time Meech was sleeping over, and my shadow brother that died was lurking over the door, looking at him, wondering why this person was sleeping in his room, butt-ass naked.
It wasn't me. It was my dead twin ghost brother. That's why he was
Meanwhile, actual Rob was upstairs sucking my dick.
Jesus Christ.
Walter.
Yeah.
You broke
Sound
him.
of Walter.
I can make a fucking creepypasta out of his fucking laugh.
What if
Just the sound.
What if Meech really did see someone and it was like a long-lost twin brother of mine that died? That actually would be scary. And he thought it was me.
What if he was telling the truth and it was some fucker that just broke into the house?
What if?
If
And
we
he
had
was
no idea,
naked,
'cause
because Meech said he saw his dick, so there's some naked dude looking at Meech. That's scary.
Just...
So, they're public? Really? They're
So
probably
you're
full body?
Yeah, you could become one,
You're
Crumpet.
making out
Sorry, go ahead.
when the phone rings.
Oh.
You answer it, and the voice is, "What are you doing with my daughter?" You tell your girl, and she say,
Who was phone?
"My dad is dead." Then who was phone?
And who was phone?
Who was phone?
Oh my god. Who was phone?
Who was phone?
I literally knew in the first
What
two
did I just
words
hear?
what you were doing.
What the fuck is this, dude? I lost
Thank
track
you.
as soon as you saw it.
Who was phone?
Who was phone?
Who was phone?
If her dad was dead, then who
Oh, they
was
are
phone?
tiny. You got tiny, tiny wings.
Maybe telephone. I don't get it.
They're shadows.
Okay,
I
want to tell
This kind of stuff makes
Alright,
me
go ahead.
get rationally scared, and I'm here as like a 29-year-old scientist, like lifting up my headset to check if anyone's about to murder me.
story, I think.
The shadow people are real,
So
Walter.
Can you invite Bagel Dot?
Oh my
Tell him
god.
to request.
Okay, this real story happened to my cousin. Okay, so where I live, there is too many farms. Okay, and my cousin, his father, he have a farm, and he has like too much like animal. Okay, there is this one urban legend. I don't know if it's real. That's what he say. His name Dwes, and they eat all the fucking animals. So one time, he go there because he want to sleep over, you know, and have fun, you know, make alcohol. So he go there, and it was fine in the morning, but then when the night happened, he start hearing a noise coming from outside the house, like where the animals are. And then when he go outside, he see that the goat was talking to him, telling him, come here, making like this to him. And so he didn't go, but every time he stayed inside, the noise would get closer, and he hear a banging on the window.
Go ahead, Axeman. Tell your story. Enter the blood pile.
Sure. Alright, it's actually kind of short, but I'll try to tell the best I can. So, at the start of 2006... At the start of 2006, we unfortunately had a house fire, and we had to live with my extended family for a little bit. And so while we were doing that, one night I couldn't sleep, so I just kind of like stood up, or just looked at the room a little bit, and I looked out the window, and I saw the silhouette of a man, and it freaked me the hell out, so I couldn't sleep for the rest of the night. So, the next morning, I actually went outside to see how high that window was, and that window was like, say, to where that spider web is. And I have no idea where that silhouette came from or why it's there.
It was a shadow. It was a shadow
Okay.
person.
Can you say man again?
A shadow
I like
person.
the way you said man.
Man?
No, you had like a very much
Don't question it.
defined way. You're like, there's a silhouette of a man.
Silhouette of a man.
You see, Axeman,
Okay.
that shadow person was haunting someone else. There was someone else who was
really?
looking at that window at that time, and the shadow person was haunting them. And you happened to see that shadow person, which made you alert of their being. So now you know about them, which means they'll haunt you for the rest of your life, randomly when you least expect it.
That actually does explain something.
Yeah.
Because, like, a few years after that happened, I was trying to sleep one night, and I just kept hearing these subtle yet faint footsteps walking towards me while I slept, and it stopped immediately where my body was. And so, I couldn't sleep for the rest of that night, so I just kind of, like, got on my computer and just kind of, like, did stuff. And then my brother came upstairs and told me that my brother heard some noises from up here, and I was upstairs the whole time. So we had no idea what that noise was, so we just kind of slept in the same room. We have bunk beds, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's the shadow people.
That's
It's a good thing you were
honestly.
alert at that. If you weren't alert at that moment, it would have been a lot worse.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Okay. What? This is, they say that this is American legend, okay, from America.
America.
So the story follows a teenager who goes down to Alabama to be with his extended family. While his cousins and their friends are camping out in the woods, they see a strange figure, okay, the goat man.
I'm not scared at all.
Jerking and spouting gibberish as it follows them.
Jerking.
They spend the rest of the night in fear as the goat man slowly infiltrates the group, terrorizing the teens into a frenzied state of paranoia. The mix of pre-existing lore and new narrative is not rare, but the goat man is true. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
Can you invite Jolila? Jolila?
Tell him to request.
Goat man.
He wants an invite. He's got a
Yeah.
request.
If you have a more story, I can say it. I didn't find good one.
There it is. Like 100 times.
The chupacabra?
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm
Okay,
so tired. I
one
might go to
time,
sleep in a
There
second.
was this one guy.
I'm
he was in
dead.
Mexico, and he used to like raise some goats. And at night, he heard there's like noise like this coming from his like place where he keep the goat. So he go to check, and there was like this little demon thing. It was like
so
eating
sleepy.
one of the goats. So when he got closer, it looked at him and it said, "Eee!" And then it jumped on him. And then the guy had like a mutation face, you know, for the rest of his life.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. I'm falling asleep. I have to go to bed, I think.
Can Bagel tell me?
Yeah, Bagel can tell a story.
It's okay you want to go to bed because you are scared. Don't worry about it.
Oh my.
If I was actually scared, I'd be scared to leave this room. The rest of the house is pitch black, and I have to walk all the way to the other room.
It was as scary as living dark at night. Every people was a night time in the evening. It was moon outside. The sky was so dark I couldn't see anything. The only thing that I can see was when I hold my flashlight with the phone, and I can see everything with the flashlight. All of a sudden, in the back of my head, I hear a sound. It's called the sound. I will do bad stuff, I ghost. And I say, oh, don't do this. I hate it that you gotta do this. I say, you're so bad, you are so stupid that you're gonna try this on me, you stupid bitch. You will be controlled from me. And I say, oh no man, I will not do that. I keep walking.
This is such a scary story, I have to turn on the
I
lights.
keep walking,
honestly.
and I keep talking with the ghost. He say,
Oh my god, what the
I
fuck?
say, shut up, you stupid
What
kid.
the fuck?
And he say, okay.
What the fuck
And
is
then
going
the
on?
ghost of a
What the
Christmas
fuck?
is a say, and I.
Hello?
He's
Oh
behind
my god, dude.
I go my
What the
house.
fuck?
In my house, I hear, and my light start flicker. He go. And I say,
Sorry.
I get so scared. I say, oh. And this is so bad. And then you say, you will die tonight. And this is the night that I almost died, because he tell me he's almost died tonight.
How'd you survive?
I survived. I had a couple HP
about to
left, so it's
die.
okay.
It's fine now. This is a brand new light bulb.
Nice.
Thanks.
Clap.
That was weird.
This is true, real story.
Wow, dude.
Real, by the way.
Clap, clap, clap.
And it was all true.
Nice job.
Real, true and real.
Thanks.
Hey man, that was nice.